My name is Carson and I will be pitching an experimental film titled Ecosystem. This film's big concern is really comparing two ecosystems, which would be our urban ecosystem with another ecosystem or the natural ecosystem. So, for example, I could compare a river with a hallway or a crowded urban space. So to describe a little bit about the structure of the film, I'd open with like a drone shot of a tall grass or trees shaking in the wind, and this can be immediately juxtaposed by a drone shot flying over the heads of a crowded area. And I could do this because I own a drone, and that would be really useful to compare these two areas from a really big aerial perspective. After recording that, we would probably assume a closer perspective of this comparison, so we could show like an empty hallway juxtaposed with an empty trail and flip back and forth between the two. We could even go to the extent of doing a medium shot of one person walking through either a hallway and then compare that with deer walking through a natural ecosystem like trees or a forest. And this could be hard to pull off, but it can be done if we just have patience. So most of this experimental film will be juxtaposing these two areas visually, but then we can go to the extent of juxtaposing them audibly with audio purposes. So at some point in the film, we will take all of the nature sounds and slowly incorporate them into an urban environment. So this will give the sound of like cohesion between the two areas. And the same goes for the other way. So we would take urban sounds like footsteps or people talking and try to like put that into a natural area. So take those and put that over visuals of a river or of leaves rustling. We could even cut out the music entirely and all of the sound effects. And so this would give a feeling of silence, but it'll also kind of blend the two together as we're showing the visuals of both areas without any sound at all. So we could cut back and forth between drone shots of the crowded street and flowing river as they are moving closely above their respective subjects, and then fade to black as our ending. And this could be an ideal spot for music placement because we're building up slowly to the end of our film. We could also find a way to not use the drone at all. The drone is not a necessity in this project, but it could also be really useful. As for location and spaces of filming, almost all of our spaces can be filmed without really any harm done to the environment. If we were to film people for more than one scene, we could sign a release form for those people. The only area where we would need like permission to film would be a crowded space like a football stadium. I work in sports, so I could even ask my supervisor to see if we can film in those locations, but it's not needed to make the film what it is. Most people find peace in one of these areas, so people either find peace in urban areas or natural areas. But with this film, they can find peace in both as we kind of connect those two places together and make them one thing. So really, I'm hoping to accomplish a film that everybody can enjoy and everybody can find peace and solitude in by connecting these two environments.